Hello, bookers and bookettes. I am the Blue-Eyed Black Devil, and I am here with a revision of sorts of yesterday's about the author. Because guys didn't nag at me on into yesterday evening and last night. So I had mentioned something about it to my husband. And normally I'm the one reading obituaries. But he found his. And so he sent it to me. And Carlton Smith's obituary told me more than the articles that I did check ever said yesterday. So I apologize. I admit that I probably jumped the gun too soon yesterday. I should have looked a little longer than I did, but I didn't. So I just want to come back on here, apologize to you guys, because the last thing I want to do is misinform or just put something out there that's not there. So I'm going to talk. Now, I'm not going to do a lot of running the pictures and all of this stuff. But I will, and I'm not going to really speak a lot on his works, because if nothing else, everything I did see before I posted the video yesterday was about his work. So now, in this revision, I want to talk a little bit about Carlton Smith, the man. Carlton Smith, the person. So, Easter Sunday, April 24th, 2011, investigative crime reporter Carlton Smith was found by his neighbor on the doorsteps of his, meaning Carlton's, apartment, unresponsive. You know, in the video I did yesterday, I said that April 28th, it was reported that he had passed away a week prior. Now, in this obituary, it stated that it was reported, or his death was reported on April 30th, and then revised on May 1st. So, you know, they had said that he died like a week earlier, which in the video I said would have put his actual death closer to like the 20th or 21st of April. But now I know that he actually died April 24th. I'm a bit of a stickler when it comes to accuracy regarding dates and times. I don't know why, but I do know that I work better chronologically speaking or sequential speaking. I usually like to start from the oldest and bring you to the most recent. But this time, I'm walking backwards or going backwards in order to connect the dots. Now, at the time of his death, Carlton was survived by 2 brothers and a sister. He also had 5 nieces and nephews. He was also survived by his ex-wife and, you know, his in-laws, his brothers and sisters. Well, sisters-in-laws, I think is what he had. Yeah, he had 2 brothers and a sister, so he was survived by 3 sisters-in-laws. Both of his brothers were married, and then his wife had a sister. So, that's right. Okay, I'm good with that now. Stephen Carlton Smith was born in Riverside, California to late parents, Jack and Phyllis Smith, in 1947. So, listen, after all of that, whatever that was I did or didn't see yesterday or speak of, I'm just glad to know that we have a birthplace. Yesterday, all I had was a birth year. Now, although he was born in Riverside, California, he actually grew up in South Pasadena, California, where he graduated high school, South Pasadena High School, in 1965. Then he went on to obtain a history degree from Whitman College in Walla Walla, Washington. But his family said shortly after receiving his history degree, his interests changed to journalism. He started out as a copy boy for the Los Angeles Times, where he worked his way up to a reporter. Okay, so then in 1983, he arrived at the Seattle Times, and this is when he meets someone who he would go on to partner with. This man's name was Thomas Guillen. The news editors thought that they were two different, well, they obviously were or are two different people, but the news editors paired those two, Carlton and Thomas, together because they had two different approaches to the same stories. Now, by the time Carlton arrived in Seattle to begin working for the Seattle Times, Thomas was already working on the crime stories centering on the Green River Killer. So they were, they had some differences, not argumentative or combative differences. You say tomato, I say tomato. No one's losing sleep over the way you choose to say the word. But they as different as they were alike in other ways. Like, they both shared a passion for accountability and what they felt were social injustices done to the victims of the Green River Killer. So, because a lot of people had basically written these victims off. They were like, oh, they're just prostitutes, who cares? Well, many of them were prostitutes. But what Thomas and Carlton wanted people to see is that whatever they ended up, they were human beings first. And so they just felt really strongly about society just writing these victims off as, not, just being scums of the earth, so to speak. That was bad. But now these two men would go on and work for the better part of a decade just on the Green River Killer, compiling stories, reporting on stories. And then, as I said yesterday, they were Pulitzer Prize finalists for the In Search of the Green River Killer. That's the name of the book. That book, well, what I read said it came out in 1988. Now, today, according to this article, it was released like in 1990, 91, somewhere along in there. Two more things I want to say, and then I'm done talking about Carlton Smith's work. Both of them, Thomas and Carlton, seemed to have a dogged determination to bring the Green River Killer to justice. It is said that they were just relentless at, no matter the cost. It really didn't even matter. There was nothing that would caused them to come up short. They locked horns with the police department, sheriff department, prosecutors, shoot. From time to time, it said that they even locked horns with their own news editors. Okay, but what was not so funny is that Carlton's wife or ex-wife, Phyllis Smith, now, what is her name? Helga Carr was his wife's name. Helga felt like the case was just too all-consuming. They worked days. They worked nights. They worked weekends. They worked through thick and thin. She saw that it had started to take its toll on Carlton. He just got to where, he's getting phone calls all hours of the night if he happened to have been home or asleep, And when he got the calls, he had to get up and go. They found the bone. They found bones. They found the body part. Oh, whatever. I guess he just felt he had to make himself available 24/7. So they did get a divorce, but afterwards they became friends. Carlton Smith left the Seattle Times in 1991 and moved back to his hometown, his home state rather, California, where he wrote the rest of, his career. He just wrote true crime novels and books. He wrote one on JonBenet Ramsey. He wrote one on the Wichita BTK killer. He even wrote a book with Gary Ridgway's defense attorney. Gary Ridgway was the Green River Killer. Speaking of that, when Carlton moved back to California in 1991, it said that it was still another 10 years before Gary Leon Ridgway, was found to be the Green River Killer. Now, Carlton wrote 25 books, and that differs from what I said or read or thought I did anyway. Yesterday it said he wrote over 40 books. Well, this article says it was about 25 of them. According to his ex-wife, Helga Carr, she said that even that, he would lose money sometimes on these books because he spent so much time reporting, researching, and he had to go wherever the story was, which, he basically was all over the country while he was researching and getting his material together for his books. Now, in February of 2011, just 2 months before he passed away, Helga spoke with Carlton. He was depressed about his finances, but he was looking forward to fulfilling his latest publisher's contract. He had one more true crime book to write, and then that would be that contract. He was looking to write a historical novel and then pick up some part-time work at a newspaper. Now, this wasn't said or stated in anything I read, and definitely not in this particular article. But I gather that Carlton wasn't much of an outdoorsman. He preferred hotels, but he had agreed to go camping that summer with Helga, and she was looking forward to that. She stated again that he was her best and dearest friend. Politics, current affairs, and sports. Those were three things, along with his gift of storytelling is what Carlton liked to do outside of work. Now, this concludes this revised rendition of yesterday's about the author. Now, you all know I want to thank you wholeheartedly for subscribing, watching, liking, and sharing, and definitely commenting on these videos. I felt I owed it to you all because you all have been nothing but supportive of me as I take you along my journey. So, with all of that being said, subscribers, please don't forget to like and share the video. Visitors, feel free to join and do the same. Anyone leaving comments, please do so respectfully. And for whatever good it does, I guess slow and steady wins the race, because my subscriber count has not changed since, late December? Anyway, but I'm still here. So if you all do not see a video from me within 7 days of the last video you watched, you may have to search for me. Please do. I'm still here until I say otherwise. Now, bookers and bouquets, remember this. As long as there are books around, there is always something to read. Book lovers, bookers, and bouquets alike. Thanks for watching and or listening. Be safe, and God bless.